Good evening. Welcome to another Blue Apple Tree vlog. It's been a little while. I don't think this one's going to go too long, but I'm going to go into a few topics. We're definitely going to dig into Blender, what I've been doing. As you can see, we've got my rigs for all my characters, which are in progress. But first, we're going to go into just random sort of brainstorm I had. I was actually watching YouTube like you do, kind of procrastinating, and I kind of stumbled upon one of my favorite YouTube channels. It's called Patrick H. Willems is the channel. He does basically video essays, but he's does it in a kind of a cinematic way, and he has kind of fun little interludes. And one of the sort of side characters he does is a puppet he calls Nobbles. It's kind of a joke, but it's actually really a puppet. And I was kind of watching it, and I was thinking to myself, it would be kind of cool to do some fan art. So I kind of thought to myself, as you can see here, this is a screenshot of the puppet used in the videos. I took a few screenshots, and I said to myself, it would be kind of neat to do a Blender model to try and recreate this puppet in Blender. It's not quite the toon style I've been doing. It's a little different. It's sort of a little photoreal, but still kind of stylized with some simple textures. And I thought it might be fun to try and do something like this. So I've got all these screenshots here, and I found out the gentleman who built the puppet. I searched him up on YouTube and on Instagram, and I found his post of some of his concept work, a few clips from the YouTube channel, and I threw that into ChatGPT, and I sort of was like, create me a model sheet so I can model this character in 3D. And ChatGPT kind of threw this out. I think the head looks pretty good, the body looks pretty good. I think there are some details here missing on the hands and feet here, as you can see in this model. So it's not a perfect turnaround, but it definitely would be a good base to start modeling off of, definitely for the head. And then I could just refer to screenshots and images in the YouTube channel just to make sure I got the details right. And some of the concept work here, and just make sure I have all the details locked in there. And that's sort of, I thought it would be fun to do that. So, I'm not sure when that's happening. I'm not sure, I'm new to YouTube, so I'm not exactly sure when it's appropriate to kind of do a homage to someone else's character. I did an Instagram post on there, kind of flag the creators. So feel free to jump on my Instagram. The link is in the description to my channel, and you can see the post I made. And that's something I might jump in and try and do in the near future as another side project. Of course, I think as many people who are digging into Blender probably are aware, once you start to learn Blender, you get idea after idea after idea, and it's easy to lose track of your main project, the thing that you want to finish first. So keeping that in mind, I do not want to forget about these three characters. I still have every intention of building out these characters, rigging them, getting a lighting look, and doing eventually an animated short. But in the short term, of course, producing that sort of rigging, lighting, asset reel, kind of generalist Blender sort of reel, and putting that up. And then again, I would like to do a YouTube series, sort of a tutorial, sort of putting this duck character together from model to rig to texture to lighting, kind of just to show what I've done with these characters. Again, these are my big goals, and my minor goals, of course, are getting a YouTube video up every week. And I think I'm might be 12 days away from my last vlog, so I missed a week. The reason I missed it was because I was like, I want to get these characters rigged and done and then show off the final rig. Unfortunately, I'm not there, and I said to myself, you know what, I need to get a video up just to vlog the process, just to keep the habit of posting. So all these characters are in progress. The most finished character, now we're getting into quickly talking about my characters, is the bear character. I've actually got his legs built out and working the way I want. So I'm going to just hide the duck and hide the fox for now. Go into our bear friend here. And just go into pose mode. As you can see, we've got a lot of bones making up this character. And I think this is like feeling pretty good, looking good. I try to keep things very organized on the side here. And again, this is a light walkthrough. It's not a full tutorial. I plan to get that coming on to show when it's done. But I'm just going to show the progress here. I've tried to keep my bone collections really organized. So I have all my deformation bones in a group. All my sort of what I call original bones. My mechanism bones. My control bones are all in this group. My tweak bones are all in a group. And then the leg bones, still I haven't put them into the final groups because I want to build out my other character legs first, and I'm still troubleshooting these legs to make sure everything's working properly, testing my rig. This might even serve as a bit of a live test. I might find a few mistakes here that I need to go back and fix, because again, I wasn't finished the character rig when I'm doing this video. So I'm just going to go in and hide all the bones in my leg except for my control bones here. So we're going to go control bones, make sure all the mechanism bones are hidden, hide those tweak bones, just keep those main control bones open there. Just, you know, when I'm rigging, I kind of look at this view, but we're on YouTube now, so let's get a little fancy and show a colored view. What the heck, let's show lighting view. There we go. The lights aren't actually turned around in the right place right now, so it's not a super pleasant lighting view, but hey, sometimes this is what happens when you kind of you go live here. There we go, just turn around my rim light. Whoop. That'll give me a better looking lit character. And this is a temporary shader I worked on before. This isn't my final shader. This is I plan on going in and doing a lot more look dev work on these characters and getting in and giving them sort of a painterly toon look is my plan for the characters. The final look, I actually have some reference images. I can pop out some reference images and show that. Let's see. It's actually on my Pinterest. Let's load up my Pinterest here. Pintr. This is actually a little unplanned. Opening up my Pinterest was not in the plan, but I want to show a little bit of what I'm thinking here. Alright. Pinterest is coming over. Now, I'm pretty sure we can see the images on screen here. As you can see, these images are all bears, and you can see this kind of watercolor, painterly look, toon shaded, you know, outlines. This is kind of the final render look I planned and hoped on doing. Your animation ideas in here. Pinterest has been a great resource. I've really used it a lot. As you can see, I've been saving a lot of images like this one here. You can see these paint strokes here. I would love to do kind of a painterly look like this in 3D. Something like this is really what I'd like to recreate. So I have a lot to learn on that aspect as far as look dev and shaders and textures and all that stuff. Hand painting or procedural. I don't know yet. I'll be getting into that once my rigs are completely done, then that's the next step with this project. But let's get back into the rigs. I lost the plot there, I think, for a minute. But yeah, for this character, we've got the rig looking like I want. I've showed we have the head still moving, everything still moving correctly up here. Got my arms all set up in there. Got your chest. Let's just give this a little view change. I'm going to get rid of the in front just to show all the controls on there. We got some hips. And I think different from last time, we didn't really have the legs in working correctly. Now we kind of got an idea of the legs. You can have them bending over there. Get some poses. The hands are rigged up there. Got some broad controls to quickly get some gestures in there. Of course, we can reach in there and do some individual finger controls as well as sort of these broad all finger moves here. Pose the hand and then do a basic all control adjust there. Yeah, I really think that worked out well. We got his little paws are moving away. Pretty happy with that. And yeah, there we go. He's making little fists pretty easily there. Yeah, I think that should give me, oopsie daisies, a little out of control there with that rotation. As you can see, that should get some decent flexibility in hand poses. And again, I just want to say all this stuff, it took a while to do. There were lots of times when, I was frustrated. I had to figure out what was working, what wasn't working. It wasn't all easy to get the character working the way I was happy with. I still have to rig the ears. I still have to rig the facial features, the eyes. Inverse kinematic hands and feet are all set up. This is the FK. So we have inside here. You can bend down, his knees bend. They stretch. Got good. Some feet controls in there, No, this is actually I'm testing it now because it very well could break. I have worked on this before and messed with stuff and found it, oh shoot, this is broken. So I'm actually impressed right now. Everything seems to be working. We got a little bit of control over the toes there. Broad toe controls. We do have the ability to go in there and tweak each toe as well too. I have a bunch of tweak controls under this. These controls are not layered the way I want to. We're going to have sort of on and off switches to basically turn on the controls as you need them, so it's not too confusing when you're animating. So the animator can start with the broad controls. We got a nice foot roll there for walking. Hit all those beautiful walking poses. And part of me is I'm not an animator. Not yet, at least. I suppose eventually I will be, as I have to bring these characters to life at some point. Really bring them to life. The feet also do a little side roll. You got a good stretch there, can be applied. Of course, we can, all the properties are in here right now. Eventually I'll have a character UI to sort of make this a little cleaner, a little easier to control, but we can take our feet, we can switch off the FK on the feet, bring the COG up, there we go, his feet are up, and we can kind of control his feet like so. Still have the ability to hit poses and stretch the limbs. I don't know if my characters are going to be super stretchy, but we'll see how the animation goes. What I do with the animation, I think this should give me enough ability to animate the characters. I actually did speak to a friend of mine who's a professional animator. He's animated in movies and TV shows probably for like 10 years. And I asked him if I could send him my rigs when they're done. He could take a look at them. So I actually will be getting some professional feedback, which will be pretty awesome. So I'm excited to finish up these bodies to send them over for some professional rigor to see if they actually hold up like I think they're holding up. And I'll definitely do a video with that feedback. Let's get back to view of the arms. As you can see, there we go, arm switch. You can put the arms into IK and FK mode. Just to be clear, FK means forward kinematics. This is when these boxes are controlling the arms. So I'm pulling the arms by the boxes, right? That's called inverse kinematics. Correction. This is inverse kinematics. I do sometimes get them confused. It's inverse kinematics. When the boxes aren't controlling the feet, these boxes were controlling the feet earlier. Now they're doing nothing. And then you have to move, you kind of pose the feet like an action figure, like you had a toy. This is what you call forward kinematics. Or you can call it action figure mode if you want. Where you're having to kind of pose each position here manually. So yeah, I've got that set up, and I'm pretty happy with it. As you can see, we got a bear. He's moving around, he's hitting poses. He can do lots of stuff. As you can see, I still haven't learned how to animate because this is an atrocious pose. But, you know, apparently I'm learning how to rig. I think I can say I'm learning how to rig. We'll kind of stretch them out and really just kind of pull around the points. As you can see, it's seems to be working as intended. Ooh, I'm pulling that finger out. All the joints are pretty flexible. You should be able to break the character as needed or stretch the character as needed. I think that's good to have on a rig to show that flexibility, I suppose, especially for a cartoon character. I mean, as I said, we're gonna see, because I'm sending this to a friend of mine who actually is a real life animator. So he will give me some feedback, and you know, we'll take that feedback and we'll make some adjustments. Okay, I'm not sure how long I've been talking for on this podcast here. I guess podcast. It's a vlog. Or I guess it's whatever I want to call it. But yeah, I'm not sure how long I've been talking, but I think we're gonna call it a day. We have other characters here. They don't have legs, so all the stuff you saw me do with him, they don't do. But next time I do a vlog, I hope they will be doing it. If you stuck in this long, I appreciate it. You know, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see everybody on the next one when I do another vlog and explain my progress and maybe get sidetracked and talk about an idea that I had that I might do or I might never do, because that's sort of what happens. But yeah, it's full of ideas. If you have any comments, you know, again, it's still a small channel. If you stuck around this long, I guess you're somewhat interested in what I have to say, so throw me a comment. I'll answer them. If you want me to make a video, you know, I've very few people watching, so if someone requests a video, I'm probably going to make that video. Yeah, have a great night. I'll catch everyone next week, if all goes well. Goodbye.